Salute to all my fans and fanatics out there, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the games last night and what have you. But I'm coming through real quick, give you my take on the second half of the Bulls and Pelicans game. You can catch my first half take. Just go to the playlist and what have you. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as you do it. But that second half of the Bulls game was, man, where do I start at, man? We came out and did exactly what we not supposed to do. We fell back into old habits again, turnovers. Turnovers really killed us. We had 20-something turnovers, which the Pelicans scored 30-something points off of our turnovers. And you're not going to win a game like that, especially when a team capitalized on majority of all your turnovers. And that's what was happening. That second half, we came out down by 1. Really, we should have been up by 10. Without Zion Williams, and they didn't have the other player didn't play, the other shooter. So we should have been up by 10 if we would have done the right things, the things that we needed to do to win. We would have beat this team easily, right? But instead, we had a second half disaster, letdown. That third quarter is what sealed the game really for the Pelicans, even though we bought it down by 5. But at the same time, Pelicans made big plays, key plays to continue to hold the lead and what have you. Brandon Ingram, he played a solid game, right? We couldn't do nothing with him. And I don't understand why we didn't put in Torrey Craig, because Torrey Craig, he's a really decent defender where we could have had him on Brandon Ingram because we didn't have nobody. They had Kobe White on him on switch house and what have you. But we got to have somebody like Torrey. I think Torrey Craig could have did a solid job on BI. Not saying he would have shut him down or anything, but he would have made it harder for BI. But at the same time, man, our turnovers. We started out turning the ball over. Kobe White, I don't know, he had this habit of trying to pass the ball every time in the air. And that's something they tell you from the beginning. Do not try to pass the ball when you're in the air. He kept doing it and kept turning the ball over. And from there on, we just made bad turnovers, silly turnovers. The things that got us in trouble last year, not saying the Bulls, we was leading the league in turnovers and what have you, but it's just games where we turning the ball over, making silly plays, silly passes, just silly fouls and what have you. It doesn't really make sense, man, why we continue to play like that, right? And that led to the Pelicans going on a run. They was able to get us down by 15 real quick off our turnovers. And let's talk about the 50-50 balls. 50-50 balls, we didn't hustle. We didn't really make. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a phone call. But what I was talking about the 50-50 balls, right? We didn't take advantage of it. Pelicans basically beat us in all 50-50 balls last night, right? Because we didn't want to hustle. We didn't want to apply any effort into diving on the floor, getting the ball, fighting for the ball, and what have you, right? Then we fell back into old habits. Stagnant offense, went on a drought because we had players on the court didn't want to move, standing in one spot, ball watching. That's why I continue to preach with the Bulls, because I know they will fall back into old habits. Move without the ball. Cut. Set a string, do something to be able to create easier shots for yourself. But once again, we started shooting bad shots, shooting bad threes, not making the game easier for ourselves to be able to score and what have you, right? So that second half was pretty much a disaster for us, man, with the turnovers. And also the Pelicans did a good job. They, last year they was one of the top teams on defense. And this year, we get Murray help even more. But at the same time, with the turnovers that they was able to score 30-something points off of, and they coming out aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, they really dominated us, especially in that third quarter in the post, right? I think they eventually scored over 20-something points in the paint in that third quarter on us, right? So we didn't really take care of business, right? We allowed ourselves to get down by 15, and we didn't have no offense going because we didn't have the ball moving, no one moving around, ball watching, standing there, offense became stagnant and what have you. So that's what I'm saying. If the Bulls, if we don't play as a team and we don't do what we need to do to win, it's going to be a long season for us, right? Zach LaVine, he started off, had a solid first half, but the second half, he went cold, quiet. Kobe White struggled a majority of the game. Pat Williams basically didn't show up. And like I said, I want to give Pat Williams a chance, but it's hard to give him a chance, man. It's hard to give him a chance. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it with Pat Williams, but I guess the Bulls did. That's why they gave him a new contract. But I don't see it, man. I do not see it. Probably by All-Star break, I don't know. We probably need some changes and what have you. But Billy Donovan, him and Pat Williams, man, I'm not too big on at all. So Sumu, he played a solid first half. Second half, he really is like all the players. We really went cold in that second half, except for, I say, Vui. Vui played a solid game, man. It's just due to the fact, that's one thing I want to address. That's what Billy Donovan needs to tell his players. When you see Vui in the post asking for the ball, and he have his defender pent up, give him the ball. Don't force threes up. Don't overlook him. Give him the ball, because Zach LaVine, instead of giving Vui the ball when he had his player posted up, right? And this is how you make the shot, get a simple shot for yourself. If Zach LaVine would have passed Vui the ball, Vui would have got a double team. That means Vui would have passed it back out to him, and you would have had an uncontested three, an easier shot, rather than trying to shoot with a man in your face. Give Vui the ball. It's a lot of times in the game that Vui was asking for the ball and he had his player pent up. Give him the ball. Don't force shots up. That's what I'm saying. So, Billy Donovan, he really have to talk to his players and address that with them and let them know, like, hey, when you see Vui in the post asking for the ball, give him the ball. Because Vui played a solid game. He played aggressive. He played more in the paint. That's what I want to see from him this year. Being dominant. Dominate your matchup, because Daniel Tice cannot guard Vui at all whatsoever. Give him the ball and let him go to work. And, other than that, man, we that second half collapse was what killed us. That third quarter took us out of the game. It was out of rhythm. We wasn't finding shots within the rhythm of our offense and what have you. And turnovers, basically, it just killed us. We couldn't do nothing after that. But other than that, man, that is my second half take on the game. So we got Milwaukee Bucks Friday, and hopefully we can correct things and get things turned around, and we can get a major win against Milwaukee, and it can start something, a momentum run for us to win some games and what have you. But other than that, guys, man, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell, and make sure you hit the like button, guys, because, man, this is going to be a great journey for us, man. You know what it is, man. Sports drop media and what have you, man. So all my fans and fanatics out there, man, continue to watch, man, and make sure you subscribe. Yup.